We are going to take a look at the metal cylinders for the fully guided keyless kits and the proper settings in the Blue Sky Plan software. You could access the page for the fully guided keyless kits by clicking on the BioMax system or the BioInternal Hex system, and then for the relevant system, click on fully guided keyless kit. Now if you scroll down on the page, you could see different information regarding the kit, and you could click for the guided surgical sequence to get more information as well. What we could see on the page is the ability to buy the fully guided keyless kit, as well as two different metal cylinders that are listed here. If you look at the part ID of the metal cylinders, you could get more information regarding the metal cylinder. The first number that shows up after the word tube is the outer diameter of the metal cylinder, dash the inner diameter, dash the height of the cylinder. So you could see that for each of the two metal cylinders, the inner diameter is 5.04. So both of these metal cylinders work perfectly with the fully guided keyless kit. They do have different outside diameters. The first one has an outside diameter of 5.24, which makes a pretty thin wall and makes the metal cylinder easier to place between implants and the surgical guide. And the second metal cylinder has an outside diameter of 5.9, which has a bit of a thicker wall, but it makes it fully compatible if you're using the CEREC L master block when you're making the surgical guide. So the second metal cylinder will fit into the CEREC L master block. But either one of them could be used, and both of them have the same internal diameter. Currently the first metal cylinder is out of stock. It's going to be in stock shortly, but until then there's no problem with using the second one. Just note the outside diameter of the metal cylinder for whichever metal cylinder you're going to be using. In the software we're going to be adding 1/10 of a millimeter to the outside diameter width of the hole in the surgical guide. Both of these metal cylinders have a lip, and the lip is 1/2 millimeter tall. Now if we flip over to the Blue Sky Plan software, let's take a look at the settings relevant for the software. The guide hole diameter, as we mentioned, should be 1/10 of a millimeter larger than the outside of the metal cylinder. So if we flip back for a second and we take a look at the second metal cylinder, the outside diameter is 5.9, so we're going to make the software guide hole diameter 6 millimeters. The height should be the same as the metal cylinder itself, so we're going to put in there 4.5. And the offset, whenever using a metal cylinder for the fully guided keyless kit that has a lip, we want to change the offset to 8 millimeters. And these settings should be updated for each implant that you have placed. The second set of changes should be done in the guide panel. Here you want to make sure that you're not using the drill stop posts. Other than that, the settings in the guide panel can be used normally. So just to review, in the Blue Sky Plan software, in the implant list, you want to set your guide hole diameter to be 1/10 of a millimeter larger than the outside of the metal cylinder. You want to set the height to match the cylinder, and the offset should be 8 millimeters if you're using a metal cylinder that has a 1/2 millimeter lip, as the ones listed on the website.